Compared to other cultures, Americans are more change hardy in the early stages of life and less change hardy in the end stages of life. Why? Because in the early stages of life, the belief is we can do anything and we apply ourselves to change. We're about change. Our culture is really formed on change. We're only a couple 150 years old. So we're still, if we look at it on the change continuum, we're still very young, and so we still have a lot of changes going. And that is the ethos. If you have a problem, if you have a mountain and you want to put a train, a transcontinental train through it, you go right through the mountain. That's what we do. If you were in Japan, you'd say, let's go around this mountain. And if you were in a fatalistic culture, a subjugated culture, you'd say, do we really need to get to the other side of that mountain? So we're very change hardy in our early ages. But when we start about from age 35 on, we start to become less and less so. We become more conservative. We become less challenging and fluid in our abilities to manage change. So in our later life, we really are, so our culture that is up to later life taught us to be very change hardy and very change dynamic. We really find that physically, emotionally, and mentally, we don't have the same abilities. We don't have the tools within ourselves, and we're so therefore more subject to whatever goes on around us. One of the concepts we use for the difficulty of change is the concept of loss aversion, which is that we prefer avoiding losing something rather than the concept of acquiring new gains. We'd rather stay with what we have rather than getting to something different. How I think about the strategies for change is it's not about adjusting to change, it's about driving change. When we move from an adjustment, which is a reactive position, we move to a driving position, which is taking control. We change our beliefs, we change our thoughts, and we change our actions. So an example of changing our beliefs might be, I have the power to make myself make decisions that will make me happy. That's a belief. From that belief might come a thought, and I'm going to change my thoughts, which is, this is not danger, this is opportunity. This is the Norman Vincent Peale, 1952, The Power of Positive Thinking. He was the guy who began all of that sort of stuff. That which you focus on increases. And if you think about positive things, they will increase in your life. If you think of negative things, that will increase in your life. The third area is of changing your actions. And how I think of this, they're actually doing things that drive the position of change internally. Very simple things like change your bedroom around, change all the furniture in the bedroom around. Why? No reason why, other than you're practicing change. You're changing things around you. Move the bird bath from the right side of the driveway to the left side of the driveway. See, the beliefs are a bunch of thoughts that are sort of glommed together. When you have a whole bunch of thoughts, they then become a belief. And then the beliefs actually then throw off the thoughts. So if you change your thinking, you will ultimately, and change it enough, you'll ultimately change your beliefs. It's recursive, it's circular. So you'll have your beliefs, but now we're starting new thoughts. And these new thoughts, of course, will generate new actions. The idea of the power of positive thinking, that which you focus on, that's quantum physics. And you can actually, there's very good studies on the ability to change things just by what you think. And because what you feel, your emotions, I'm talking about today, your emotions are really driven by your thoughts. People could say, oh no, they're driven by what you see. No, it's driven by how you think about what you see.